Alright, hi guys, welcome to this edition of the Trading Titans podcast. So today, by the way, you guys will notice actually, before I even go into that, you guys will notice that I've actually made a change. So we don't have the good old stoic quotes. Well, honestly speaking, I started to run out of quotes. That is the real reason why I've opted for a different sort of subheading. Right, so what I'm going to do from here on, rather than have our quotes, which I saw you guys have had a number of them right now, so it should be good. You should have a nice little collection going on there. But rather than do the quotes, what I'm simply going to do is just basically tell you what we're going to talk about, right? So up front, it looks pretty clear and, it's quite easy to get on with. So I think that's kind of an easy way, right? It allows me to sort of just hone in on things. But anyway, today we're going to be looking at the balance as pertains to market profile. So for those of you guys who are still trying to understand what market profile is about, well, whilst I like to say Google does a pretty good job, but market profile is not a hugely publicized subject. But there is stuff around, okay? And by the way, if you look across the website, we do have a free course, which kind of, well, not really free course, but a 20 quid course, right? That introduces you to kind of the concepts of market profile. And some people actually, I looked at some of the reviews on Udemy. It's pretty good, actually. For a couple of 4 or 5 minutes here and there of explaining what market profile is all about and trying to piece together at least the core concepts. So people who want to start using it can start using it. We also have the TPO tool. So guys have always wanted a TPO chart for MT4. Now I know that profile traders are largely in the futures market, so slightly bigger traders for the most part, or slightly more optimistic and more determined retail traders who tend to push into the direction of futures, so they put more attention into market profile. And it's already all on the other big platforms like Ninja and CQG. So for guys coming to MT4, there's no real solutions. But I tell you what, if you're a Forex trader or you've just started coming to trading currency, then the profile is equally awesome for attacking that, right? So again, if you're interested in just grabbing the TPO chart for MT4, just head over to market profile, the tab market profile for MT4, and you can purchase it. It's pretty cheap. We were quite conscious about the possibility that other people might have similar tools for MetaTrader, even though they're quite hard to find, but we're very conscious of that, and we wanted to make it available at an affordable price. It's not, at the end of the day, if you look at how much CQG and guys like that charge for TPO, you'll understand what I mean, right? But it's a pretty good, robust tool, so check it out. But beyond that, today, hopefully, we're going to dig a bit more into the initial balance. And for those of you who don't know, like I said, just gander around the website. You should gather a lot about market profile. We have a lot of content now, so again, just peruse and have fun. Moving forward, we're going to push into the meat of things, and I shall see you guys on the other side. Okay, guys, so welcome on the other side. We're going to do some practical work now. So ultimately, we're going to start with the initial balance. So for those of you guys who don't know what the initial balance is, of course, this is the balance, right? Now, we've constructed the balance to work around specific times, okay? Remember, we're dealing with 24 hours markets, and this is one of the reasons why the balance has kind of been thrown out a little bit, is because currency markets are 24 hours. Like if you trade coffee or you trade cocoa, these guys are exchange-based markets in Chicago, so they generally open and close. So you get those markets opening at a specific time and closing at a specific time, which is pretty good. Some of these markets also have pit sessions. So if we're talking about the S&P and some of those guys, there's some pit traders are still relatively active in some of these assets. So what you tend to get is the initial balance becoming more and more relevant for futures market. And let's not forget, actually, market profile was actually developed for futures traders, right? So it wasn't, now they're currency futures, of course, but initially currencies already became something in the 70s, right? So, prior to that, the grain markets are well established. They've been established since the 19th century. So market profile was developed at a time even prior to currency, because it was actually Peter Steidlmayer in the 1960s. So we're going back historically a long way when we think about market profile, right? So going forward, right, the initial balance is still important in 24-hour markets, right? That's point in case, Right, so talking about the initial balance. Now, again, one of the things that I always say to traders is that when we're trading the balance, I'm just going to split this profile here right now. Right, so again, so let's just start here, for example. So when we're trading the initial balance, right, what we're essentially doing, we've got these two rotations, right, which form the balance. And as we break that initial balance and we start trading lower, we should start taking a stock now, obviously value lows, value highs, amount of depth, trading within the actual prior profiles, and a lot of factors come into play. But most importantly, the trade is when we do the initial balance. And I always say to traders that if you're going to trade the initial balance, trade it as it breaks. Don't be afraid to make the trade, because even if you get it wrong, and there are times when you are going to get it wrong, even if you get it wrong, there will be another time to re-enter. The best trading is done either side of the initial balance, right? That's the best lesson you're going to learn if you work with market profile in any shape or form. Now, how you construct the initial balance becomes the key thing. And it's something we talk about, we deal with guys who work with us, whether you joined us in the client room, which is a great option. We run twice a week, so it's a great option to be there. Or you can choose to join us for a course, right? So we got a course on Udemy. We got a course running transformation program, which is pretty big because we cover a lot and we cover everything. So you don't have to go back and do another course. That shit is a nightmare, and we don't want anyone going through that. So if you actually make the investment and do a solid, robust course one-on-one, I sit down with you, I show you how it's done. That's pretty much it. Right, and anybody who's worked with me tell you that, you know what, I put my heart and soul into it. So the reality is that once we take that balance, right, that's the key, right? So again, constructing it, different story. And guys who work with me would already know how to construct this and how to work with it. If you're new to it, just understand the initial balance plays a major role. And if you want to find out more, then you should check out our courses. Yeah, I like giving away free stuff, but I'm not totally a freebie guy, right? That's not going to work for me. I'm a businessman, right? So going forward, when we break the balance, that's where we want to get the trade on. And either side of the balance, the best trading is done. So again, there are profit management elements around this. So if we go, for example, if we go down on the balance, it doesn't work out, we have to go the other way. How we manage the trades is pretty crucial. And I always say to guys that as a trader, you got to take every trade. You can't be in a situation where you're saying that you're going to cherry pick trades. If you've got a robust idea and you want to be mechanical about it, you got to take every single trade, right? So if we go to a day where this hasn't worked out a plan, okay, so where we go short on a balance break and it reverses immediately, 10 chances to 1, this is what you're always going to get. Either the break is good or we reverse on the break. Now, for guys who are familiar with the profile, or a little bit more familiar, would know about the Pioneer range. Okay, so the Pioneer range most likely is going to let you down. And if it doesn't let you down, woo-ha. Like obviously in this case, it'll let you down. So that's good. Now, on the other flip side, all the trading is done on the other side of the initial balance after that. So we quickly double back within the balance. So obviously we all know what the initial balance is about. It's about short-term trading, and initial balance is where short-term traders kind of pick their spots and gauge where they're going to go. And anything above that is range extension. And we all know the meanings of range extension. It means the other traders are playing, right? So in a nutshell, if all trading is done above the balance, then we should be prepared to be long as well above the balance. How we do that will be down to how best we understand money management. Another skill that we talk a lot about and we teach traders to do efficiently in the transformation program. But if you're thinking about working with the initial balance, it's an awesome strategy. And as you can see, the initial balance is pretty strong in most cases. We get a couple of Pioneer range fails and so on. And there's also another type of scenario that arises, which is wider balances. Now, there are so many traders would try and trade off a wider balance. It is practically pointless doing it, because if the balance is this big, right, that means that this is a short-term trader dominated market. So what are you going to get generally? You're going to get a lot of back and forth. And this is exactly what we try and keep traders away from, because we don't want them to lose all their money getting chopped up in short-term trading activity, right? So the bottom line is that watch out, guys, for the wider balances. Now, any questions so far, let me know. But I hope you enjoyed this podcast, rather short. I'm keeping it short and sweet. Today, I just wanted to focus on the initial balance because we actually had a few sessions during the week concerning the initial balance. And as you can see, we had a pioneer range fail. This is actually current live data and market price action, and now we're breaking the other side of the balance. The good thing is that I don't need to do anything because I'm utilizing pending orders, right? So when one thing happens, I'm looking to take advantage of the next thing, right? So it's just as well about being conscious and being focused about what the potential is within a given market at a given time. So guys, any questions, let me know. Awesome stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. And going forward, we're witnessing in live the power of the balance. So at this point, most traders should be long or should desire to go long, and we're probably going to be calling it to 139.70, 139.60, possibly even 140, right? So back to those highs, right? Hope you've enjoyed the video. Any questions, guys, just let me know.